Hey, welcome back to Get Muddy, everybody. Today's going to be episode 7, I think, of how to start a dump truck business. We're going to go over a lot of stuff today. I've had a couple questions that I'm going to go ahead and take some time to answer and show you guys a little bit about construction site etiquette. The truck actually working, I've had some questions about that. And then on top of that, we're going to talk about the side hustle. From Farm Boy Gamer, he asked if we could do some video of the trucks actually working, so I'm going to kind of take you guys through today on what we're doing. Right now, I'm pulling up into my favorite gas station. It's the Mobile down here in Rancho. We come here almost every morning to fuel up because it's easy to get in and out of. And the people here like us. You guys want to know how smooth I drive? I left this on the step this morning and it's still here. So we come here every morning, fuel up the trucks. We'll wash the windows while we're here, and then we get going on the road. Alright, so $190 later, we're on our way. This specific job that we're headed to today, there's no standby time allowed on the streets, so it has to be very coordinated. We're basically loading 10 minutes apart from each other. So John left just like 10 minutes before I did. I'm going to pull up hopefully about 10 minutes after him, and we're going to get our day going. Well, there goes John. Alright guys, well, we're pulling into the quarry right now to get loaded up with some 3/4 inch gravel. I got Trucker Boy A with me. Oh, say hi.
Hi.
So he's going to go ahead and film for you guys, and you guys get what you get. So today we are getting material at Superior. This is where they crush up their rock to make some of the nicest material in San Diego. Alright, so real quick guys, a lot of times when you get loaded up, it'll be kind of high like this. And you got to learn how to lift your bed up and shift the load back. We got another video way farther back in my history of videos that kind of shows how to do it, but I'm going to do it right now, and I'll show you guys about how high up I go. Alright, now when you guys do this, there's a lot of things you can look for. Like in my rearview mirror, I can kind of see rock on the edge. You can kind of wait for it to fall back. You'll see some rocks taper off the edge. So there's the first stage. Second stage. I'll usually go up to just a little bit before the third stage, and then I'll bring it back down. And some guys will like go up real fast and come back down. That's not my style, but I'll show you guys what it looks like right now after it comes all the way down. Beautiful. Nice clean flat. MW1 Silver Super 10 headed in for some 3/4 inch gravel.
16 tons?
Yes, sir. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about part, I think it's 7 of how to start a trucking business, side hustle. John and I just got back from working on one of our side hustles.
What's up?
So I tried making this video while driving today. It just wasn't happening. I did a lot of backing up today and it just was too complicated. And I brought my son with me, which I'm going to show you guys some footage right now. Super impressed with my little boy. This is kind of a big deal for me because hopefully 15 years from now I can just turn the keys over and he can take care of business for me. All right, where's the shifter, Abraham? Okay, put your hand on it. Put your hand on the steering wheel. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Okay, shift. Yeah, there you go. Back on the steering wheel. Hold on, not yet. Okay, go for it. Push real hard forward. You got it. 3rd gear, buddy. Say it. That's how it's done.
That's how it's done.
But jumping back into side hustle, there's a million ways you guys can do this. Like I said, everybody wants to be the friend of a truck driver. You guys can hook it up beyond all belief and still make a little bit of extra money on the side. Now, there's a lot of ways to go about this. The big one, here's rule number 1, is try to never go home empty. And this took me a while to figure out, but there's a lot of ways you guys can do it. This comes in really handy when you guys especially have like a 4 or 5 hour day when you get signed out. You don't have anything else lined up. So what I do, I'll hit up social media like a mad dog. And I'll basically say, take advantage of my empty trips home. And what this allows me to do is basically charge for only the trip out there and not the return to loader. So I'm not charging an arm and a leg for delivery. And this works especially well for all you guys that live out in the boonies like me. It costs a lot of money to get material imported out here. And so if you guys can save homeowners or your friends or anybody any extra money, people usually jump on that kind of stuff. And so people out here really like Class 2 base. Class 2 base is one of my favorite materials. But you can bring DG, you can bring pea gravel, basically whatever they want and not have to charge for a return trip. And so it saves them money, it makes you a little bit of extra money. And if you guys can make like an extra $100 a day to put back in your fuel tank, you know, that'll almost, well, for me at least, I spend well over $100 a day in fuel. You know, if you can basically cover your fuel bill, that's a huge expense and that can make or break a business. So that's number 1. Try to never go home empty. Okay, so side hustle number 2, guys. This one does involve some trade secrets that I'm not going to divulge too much. But basically what it involves is me having my contractor's license. Now this one requires a lot of effort on my end, and it kind of way takes you out of your comfort zone to take on construction jobs and have a trucking business at the same time. So what this allows me to do is on my slow days when I don't have trucking for both trucks or even sometimes 0 trucks, you know, I can go dig trenches. I can do these grading jobs that, you know, require import and export type stuff, and I can put my dump trucks to work. So there's a lot of ways you guys can get creative with this one. And I'm gonna let you guys figure that one out. But for like a quick example, last week we had this excavation job. It was like a 600-foot long trench, and it's out here in the country. It's out here in the sticks, and basically we were able to wrap up our trucking at the end of the day, and we came out and we would dig. We would dig for 2-3 hours, and we basically installed a new water line. And so that's one of the things. Like it made us a couple extra $1,000 last week, and maybe was it the week before that? That trench job might have been 2 weeks ago, but that was one of the biggest weeks financially that my business has ever had, guys. Granted, it took an insane amount of work. We were working like 16-18 hour days, but when those opportunities come along, you got to jump on them, because not every week is going to be a busy week. And like I said in my other video, these truck payments don't go away, so you guys need to have that little buffer. And when you're able to get that extra work that you're able to mold into your schedule and make it happen, you guys need to pounce on that kind of stuff. I love having a transfer tank and toolbox in my truck. Cool story about this stuff, I pretty much got it for free. So when you guys are starting your business, you guys always gotta look for sweet deals. So I bought a truck that had that toolbox and that transfer tank with the pump on it. And the truck itself didn't work, but they only wanted $2,500 for the truck. I talked them down to $2,200, took that stuff out of it, got the truck running, and sold it for a little bit more than I bought it for. So it was a really good truck once I got it running. I only stuck a couple $100s into it, and I ended up making money and got that cool stuff for free. Just gonna do a couple things before we actually track it over there. I'm gonna change the teeth out. They're okay, but they're almost like on the worn out edge, so I'm gonna change them out before I go all the way down there and start digging my way back. And it's almost full. I'm gonna top it off anyways, because once I start digging, I don't want to have to stop. Alright, now that we got some new teeth on there, we're gonna go start digging. So we're gonna take down this fence line, gonna move that big old tree out of the way, and we gotta make our way up that way. So we'll see how it goes. So here's the area that we're headed through, guys. Bad. But I'm hoping to get the bulk of this trench done tonight. I'm gonna be out here with the lights on. The 3055 is a beast. It's probably my favorite mini excavator. It's like not huge, but it's not small, but it's still got a ton of power for how big it is. And it digs pretty quick. Alright, so as you guys can see, here's where the well pump is. I had to knock a couple branches down to make a road to get up here. But for the most part, the trees survived. I had to move some boulders out of the way down there. Well guys, I'm gonna wrap it up for the night. I got about 400 feet done. I got about another 200 plus to go. I thought I was gonna finish tonight, but I gotta go haul some asphalt tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna go home and get some sleep. I'm gonna go ahead and take some time. I have a couple questions that I'm gonna go ahead and answer. Holden Bias asked, more of a question than a comment, but knowing what you know now, if you could start over fresh in the business, what would you do differently from the beginning to make yourself more successful? So when I started my business, I started with the rental aspect of it. And to be honest with you guys, I loved it, but I did not know a thing about it. I just jumped into it head first and was like, I'm gonna make this happen. And I did. I had some really good customers, but the thing with rental business, guys, is people don't always keep renting your equipment. So it's kind of hard to, really push the rental business. That one, I feel like you guys have to have established customers and clientele, and you guys really got to get after it to make a rental business work, because there are some big companies out there, and you just can't compete with their pricing. So having said that, with trucking and having my contractor's license, I've been doing this kind of stuff my whole life, and I feel like if I were to start my business over, I would have really pushed that hard in the beginning. I still would have done rental, but I don't think I would have focused as heavily on it. With the trucking, when you guys have a dump truck, everybody wants to be the friend of a dump truck driver. So it's finding work for a dump truck is really not that hard. You just have to get after it. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Before we do, just a couple quick things. I had someone ask me if I could show some footage of the trucks actually working instead of just talking about them. And that's kind of a hard one to do for safety reasons. But I was able to get some footage here and there when I felt it was safe. And I do appreciate you guys taking time to watch the video. If you guys could do me a solid, like, subscribe, share with your amigos. And I want to give a big thanks to D-Max Rhino. I know he's put a couple plugs in for me in his videos. And I wanted to thank all you guys who came over from his channel. We're going to keep posting some videos. We got some cool ones coming down the pipeline that I'm going to start working on building some stuff for. And anyhow, we'll catch you guys later.